welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and I'm going to kick off the show in a very, very, very big way. Now, I and a very, very close friend of mine who studies, learns, and understands what is going on at the moment with this XRP case, we have an interesting theory, and it is a theory. There is absolutely no evidence around what I'm about to say. This is purely a serpent opinion and a friend of mine. And what we think is going to happen based on how this case is moving, how things are happening at the moment, and this latest letter of motion that challenging the SEC's assertion, I believe, and my friend believes, that by mid-September, we're going to see a settlement. Now, why mid-September, you may ask? Well, not just this letter, right? It's not just about this letter of motion, but that would perfectly align with Jed selling his final XRP tokens. So he's got 647 million remaining in his balance, and at the rate that he's going and how often he moves his coins, that would align perfectly with a mid-September. Now, could it be a coincidence? Is it going to happen? We are simply putting pieces of the puzzle together and coming up with our own assumption. And again, I do want to reiterate that this is an assumption. Now, if it does happen to come true, please come back on the channel, please comment, and let people know that on the 12th of August, we made this particular call. But I'm just, what I'm doing as a serpent is I'm putting pieces of the puzzle together. And the puzzle, when it comes to things like this, it's not going to be straight clear, right? It's little subtle hints that have been going on with this case. Like things being delayed, like information not being provided, like these kind of motions being put in place. So I just want to reiterate that it is a theory. There is absolutely no evidence to back it. But at the moment, the stars are aligning, and it looks like a mid-September could happen, and that would all align really, really well. And anybody who thinks that behind the doors negotiations aren't happening on a daily basis, you're dreaming, because this thing is massive. There's huge implications on both parties. And I think that negotiations are happening on a daily basis that we don't know about. But let's keep an eye out on that. So now, I want to bring you back to an article that came out a long time ago. It came out in 2019. Because I hear and I know that you guys talk about this all the time. So, what about Swift? What about when Swift does what XRP does and all that? Well, Ripple came out and said, we are not replacing Swift. Now, this particular article was posted on gtreview.com. And if you look up Ripple, we're not replacing Swift, you'll be able to find that. And it talks in detail how Ripple is different. Ripple and Swift are not competitors and can be very complementary, according to Ripple's head of global banking at the time. So I would suggest you read it. I would suggest that you go through and you understand it and you read it and you get it, because that would answer a lot of questions that you may have around the whole what about Swift, and how Swift's going to take this and all that. It's a very good article, published in 2019. I highly encourage you to go check it out on GTR Global Trade Review around that topic. Now, when we talk about the price analysis, the bull charge past $1, yes, we are above $1. GME Remittance joins RippleNet to accelerate payments into Thailand. It's amazing what good news can do to a currency. Yes, I did say currency, didn't I? That wasn't by mistake. This is a currency. It's only a matter of time until the case is settled or won. Now, here what they're talking about is, the current resistance levels and the current support levels. I love these, right? They're so simple to understand. But we got resistance at $1.51, resistance at $1.30, resistance at $1.14. You guys know these. Support levels at 77 cents, 62 cents, and 54 cents. So from that point of view as well, it's important to keep an eye out on what's going on there and how that is, that they are very, very important analytics to keep an eye on. So we are above the 40 billion. Once again, it's so good to see that $8 billion of trading volume have occurred. That is a huge amount, and we haven't seen those numbers in a very, very long time. But it's so cool, to see the San Francisco blockchain company XRP surpass the 40 billion market cap when we rallied all the way past a dollar. So good to see. Plenty more to come. It's just so exciting what is coming up. Now, XRP lawsuit, Ripple has got an extension for the Slack data dispute. So there is an extension going on now, which is until the 16th of August, around this. I mean, what do they want the Slack data for? I mean, why are you still building your case? You've had years upon years and years to build your case. I mean, why is the SEC trying to get Slack data? I mean, it's embarrassing, right? I mean, you've had years. So it's making headlines all over the world. Cointelegraph, XRP price charts double bottom, puts the next bullish target at $1. That was 10 hours ago. Sorry, guys, you're a bit late to the party. It's already happened. It went exactly to $1.10 as we predicted. Hit the resistance, dropped it back down. Where do we go from there? There will be plenty of talk about that in a few moments. The Bitcoin looks bullish as funding rates turn positive around the world. The entire momentum is starting to really shift, and that is so good to see. Positive headlines out there. Ethereum takes the lead. How it beat Bitcoin for the first time in its metric. So Ethereum has taken a lot of attention in the past month, as it is rallying and it is moving really, really good. And not to mention the London hard fork has happened. But we know we are going to start to see coins break away and move away from Bitcoin's dominance. It is only a matter of time. And you can go in the comments and tell me what you think about that statement. But it is literally only a matter of time until some coins, not all, but some coins are going to start to break away from the Bitcoin dominance. Now, Stellar powered remittance corridor has come out between 27 EU countries, and Thailand goes live. So Stellar is on the move as well, and we will talk about Stellar. We will talk about Stellar over the weekend and what that looks like, and is Stellar a viable choice? But they're starting to make some moves as well, and they'll be moving a little bit into the XRP territory. So we'll talk about that over the weekend and discuss where Stellar is at and how Stellar is moving as well. So that will be very, very cool to go over that with you. But again, around the world, price analysis about where we are, where we're going, the entire market it's so exciting, to see these pop up. And of course, like positive news, everybody's getting excited again. And for some people that got in, around that early May period, you're now back at break even, which is really, really exciting to see. For those in mid-April, you're going to wait a little bit more, but it is all coming. And patience, patience is the number one asset that we have in this particular industry, and not making rash decisions, right? So think about them, do your research, do your due diligence, watch videos like this, but don't just, trust the serpent, like watch this, then watch others, then do your research, then read white papers, and then come up with your own ideas. Now, the SEC is asking for jurisdiction over all crypto exchanges is a blatant power grab, says lawmaker. So once again, the SEC is trying to get a piece of this cryptocurrency pie and wants to be involved in its rules and regulations, but that ain't gonna happen. Come on, SEC. You guys are dreaming. Now, like what Crypto Bull has said here, he reckons in 8 days' time, we're going to $2.50. Oh, you're a brave man. You are brave, brave, brave. I mean, look, let's look at that scenario. I'm not gonna say that, right? I mean, we've let's see where we go. Let's see where we go from here. Now, I love this. This was made a couple of weeks ago, but the SEC lawsuit has clouded Ripple's reputation only in the US, and we must not forget that, because the Ripple's power and dominance and worldwide audience is nothing to do with America. America is just one country, just happens to be the country that XRP was born in, and therefore has an impact on that, and being a San Francisco company. But we must not remember that image is what really matters, and it is a global, worldwide, massively accepted. Now Patrick Henry has made a statement, the top Republican, talking about what's going on at the moment out there and what is happening. I find this very, very fascinating, these type of statements. And when we look at, exchanges, Kick EX Exchange has put XRP on there. Congratulations. It's so cool to see exchanges bring XRP to them. And it's only going to be a matter of time until one by one they all start, relisting it again. Let's have a look at Etani. Let's have a look at some of the indicators and what's going on there. Okay, so as we start to look at the indicators and what's been going on at the moment, when we look at the daily chart, of course, the price action that we've seen has moved the XRP price outside of the Bollinger Band, and it went all the way to 110, and then it's coming back down. MACD is screaming bullish. The RSI seem to way oversold, and so what we do know is that when we are outside of the Bollinger Band, we have to come back in, and we've seen that, right? So we've seen the price action move since we've hit $1.10. Over here, when we look at the hourly, what's been going on, like we were outside of the Bollinger Band. Now we're back in from an hourly perspective, dropping down a little bit, and we will continue to drop down a little bit more before we continue again. But on the 4 hour, it was so obvious, of course, that we were going to hit that wall and then come back in. Now we're back inside the Bollinger, and when we look at the MACD and the RSI, I mean, the RSI has been sitting in the overbought for hours and hours and hours and hours, so it's really, really cool to see that. And then a 12 hour, again, even more prominent, like the MACD is, the Bollinger Band is completely out. And then when we look at the daily as well. So a little bit of a price down, and then we will continue our momentum. That's really what the indicators are saying at the moment. But let's have a look at some drawings of what picture they tell. Now, when we kick off the drawings at the moment, and we're kicking off with the Bitcoin one, because, I think, the next moves, are to 47,000 and 48,000. So, Bitcoin is rallying and ready to move up. And so we can expect the entire market to continue to move. And so, in the past, we were looking for those support levels, and it was around, that 78 to 77, they were quite good. And then now obviously we're ready to, we exploded, went to 90, and now, we've gone to $1.10, and then we've come back. But long term, as we've, reiterated, 359, 330, and then, a little consolidation, and then move towards 5 and beyond. And so from here, really is, once again, we're going to touch 110 again, and then go towards that 140, 135, right? So that the particular window will be the next stop, and then there we're going to drop again, and then we're going to continue to move up. So it's following resistance levels really, really well. 122 as well is a little bit of, can be quite a resistance level. So we will definitely keep an eye out on that. But so far, so good, and so exciting to see these price actions, to see the momentum that is building. And remember, let's see, where this assumption around, the mid-September case being finalized and chucked away, and finally we move to the stratosphere. I am looking forward to two things in 2021. Double-digit XRP, and telling you that on the channel, and the SEC settlement or win. Now, if you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.